All right. Okay, like I was saying, and sorry, we were kind of late on the screen recording. The first one we're going to talk about is Screencastify, and we need to go in and get that Screencastify extension for Chrome. You should all have Chrome browsers on your computers. So you just type in Screencastify and extension, and it'll take you to the Google store where you can add that extension in there, and you should have rights to do that. That shouldn't be a problem. Now, as you can see, mine already says remove from Chrome, but it's going to have a little icon over here where it says add to Chrome. Okay, so you can go ahead and click that, and the extension will be added to your Chrome browser. Now, you probably won't see it right away, but if you go over to this icon, you can see that I have pinned it to the taskbar. So you're just going to have to click that little icon. That is your extensions, and then you can pin that right to your browser or to your taskbar up here. The reason that's really slick is you just click this, whatever screen you might be on, whatever you might want to record. Now, the first time you click it, it's going to ask you to log in your Google account. Now, today I was with a teacher, and it was the first time they hadn't been in a Google account. They've been only using OneDrive. They've only been on Office 365. Your Google account, if you just go into the Chrome browser and click the plus sign, my credentials are already entered in, and click the icon here, you can add a Google account. Now, your Google account is exactly the same login as your Office 365 account. Email, password. When you go change your password, when you do the Control-Alt and you change your password on your computer and then it changes it for your email, it will also change it for your Google account. So that is all connected together. But the first time you go in, you add your account in and then just put in your email and password. Same thing you do for Office 365. As you know, Office 365 has the waffle, and I'm just going to quick review this. Here, it works exactly the same way for those of you that haven't used your Google account. Your Google Drive is the same as OneDrive. Here's Google Classroom if you happen to be using that. Here's Google Docs, which is like Word. Google Sheets is basically the same thing as Excel. Google Slides is like PowerPoint, and so on. Adam's going to talk a little bit about Jamboard in a little bit. That's in here. And anyway, I just kind of always review that with people first time. It's really, they mirror each other. Okay, so now that I've got that extension added in there, if I want to do some type of recording, the first time I click the icon, it's going to ask for me to log in. And you just simply put in your K-12 email and your password, and now it's set up. Now you can go ahead and do your settings. Do you want to record a specific browser tab? Do you want to just do your desktop, and it'll ask me which one? Or if you just want to do the webcam and do a quick video like I'm sitting right here right now and just record me, you can also do that. Make sure your microphone is on. And then Embed Webcam, if you want to do the little camera down in the right-hand corner or in the corner while you're doing the screencast, you can turn that on also and record that way. Typically, when I work with teachers and I need to send them and show them something to do, I just select the desktop and I go ahead and click record. And that's how, once you get this set up and logged into, that's how simple it is, and you can immediately start recording. So once I click record, it'll pull up and ask, which screen do I want to use? Well, here's all you guys. I'm not going to use that one. I want to use this one and do my screen recording. So I click it and click share. It'll go ahead and pop it up, give me a countdown, and now I'm recording. So I can go on here and do it'll pick up my voice. If I've got the webcam, it'll show down in the corner. It may not show when you're recording, but it is recording you also if you have the webcam turned on, and you can go ahead and do your recording. Now, the one little, some people see it as bad. I don't necessarily see it as bad. 5-minute limit in the free version. This is free. However, and Adam can even piggyback with me if he wants on this, really, if you do more than 5 minutes, you're probably going to start losing interest with the kids. So even Jim Luthol was talking about that in that last session. He said, keep them simple, keep them short, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Any longer than that, you're going to start losing them. So do little bits and pieces of your lessons when you do that and do your recording. So when you're done, you can go ahead and just click stop recording. And now up in the corner, this is what people really like. You see up in my right-hand corner, it's copying it to my Google Drive. And now I can immediately copy that link and paste it where I need to paste it for the kids. That screencast is ready to go. And so when I work with teachers and email them something, I quick copy that link and I send them the link, and within 20, 30 seconds of the video being, my screencast being completed, they can open it up, and it is a shareable link. As you can see, copy shareable link. So basically that setting is already set to anyone with a link can view. Now only people that you give the link can view. It's not searchable, but anybody you share it with can open that link and view it. Here's what's also really nice about Screencastify, publish to YouTube. I have my YouTube channel already logged into in my Google account. It'll automatically upload. And if I go ahead and do that, and here just before I do that, you can share right to Google Classroom. So if you happen to be using that. So if I go ahead and do that, it'll pop that up, and I can go ahead and choose the account, and I can go ahead and upload that. And I can upload it right to my YouTube channel. There is a couple of settings in there you want to be sure when it pops up. It'll ask you if you want it to be public. That means it's searchable. If you want it unlisted, is what we recommend. That way only, it's like the shareable link, only the people you give the link to can view it. And if you go private, nobody can see it, nobody can open it. Even if you give them the link, they can't open it. And then there's also going to be, YouTube has added this recently, and it may have been in there before, but really people are noticing it. Below in the details, it'll say this is okay for kids. So you have to also click that, or else they're not going to be able to open it. There also may, and I'm here, we talked about it a little bit in the meeting today, there might be a setting in YouTube right when you make your channel to turn off the restricted mode, or else the kids won't be able to watch even your okayed YouTube videos. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that because I don't want to upload that. So that is Screencastify. That is the extension that you add to Chrome for your Chrome browser. Now, now I'm going to go into my Google Drive, and you'll see that that's where my videos are saved. So let's say that next year or in another month or the next semester, you're going to need to use that video again for a different class. Well, you don't have to go reinvent the wheel. So I can go in here, and here's all my recordings that I've done. Now this is just in the picture view. I can also go like this, and I can have them view like this. I kind of like that one. So now here's the video I just recorded. If I want to go ahead and name it, when you're in your Google Drive, right-click is your friend. You know, in your OneDrive, it's got the dots and it gives you the options. In Google, you just simply right-click it, and you've got all your options. So I can go in here and remove that video. I can go in here and I can rename that video. I'm just going to put test for now. Click OK. Now, next semester, I've got it labeled. I can go in here and click it again, and then I can go get a link. And notice it says restricted, so I've got to go ahead and change that. You could set this up, but it does sometimes cause issues with making the kids log in with their K-12 stuff. If they're not logged into their Google account already, it might be an issue. There's nothing wrong with anyone with the link, because only the kids that you're giving it to are going to see it. So I would change that to anyone with the link, and you can go ahead and copy that link. Now that link is reusable. I thought I read in there today that the Google Drive has 5 terabytes of memory. And I talked to our network guy today, and he said if you happen to ever fill that up, you can request for more space, but 5 terabytes is an awful lot of memory. So I wouldn't worry too much about the videos in there. If it's little short 3, 4, 5 minute videos saved in there, I mean, that's quite a bit of room. Okay, so when we're done, I'm going to show you one more, and then we're going to talk about a couple other things, and then we'll open it up to questions. And we'll come back to this. That is Screencastify. It's free. You can get the extension for your Chrome browser. really simple to use. Once you connect it to your Google Drive, everything is shared out of your Google Drive and it's saved there and it's not going anywhere. And if you have a YouTube channel on your own, or maybe your school has one, you could connect that and save those, because some schools are looking at doing that also. It's having their own YouTube channel to save all of their stuff. So I have a YouTube channel and I've got all my videos that I saved that I want to keep loaded up into my YouTube channel. The second one I'm going to talk about is Screencastify. That is also free. And I'll show you when we get in here. That's a little bit different. That actually saves in a free account online. Now, there is a 15-minute limit on that when you record. And I'm assuming, and I looked online and I didn't really see it, and maybe Adam knows. I don't know what the limit of the saving of what the storage is online for Screencastify or Screencast-o-matic. I'm not sure what the limit is on that, but I'm sure there's maybe some limit. But in this one, it does not connect to your Google Drive unless you have the paid account. I'm showing you the free account. Some schools have purchased Screencast-o-matic for their schools, and then it gives them more options, and editing options and things like that. But this is the free account, and it's usable, but I'm sure there's a limit on the space in the cloud. So I would just go to Screencast-o-matic and sign up for a free account. Use your K-12 email and sign up for a free account. Once you've done that, it'll open up to exactly what you see right here. I don't use it a whole lot. If I do use it, I really don't use it a lot because I use Screencastify all the time. But I do have schools that are using the paid version of this, so I feel like I should share it. So once you're into your account, it'll show, I'm in my videos right now. So this is the one video that I've done the recording on. And once you're ready to record, it's pretty simple actually. You just click the record button. This one won't work to open the video editor because I don't have the paid subscription. But you just launch the recorder by clicking the camera. And this will pop up. It'll make sure that your audio is working okay. And you can check your preferences. Now, same thing, I can do a screen. I can just do the webcam, or I can do both. Same as Screencastify. You can move your screen around like this to adjust what you want to record, or if you want to take it over to, like I have multiple screens, if you wanted to move it over to a different screen, you could do that. But I'm just going to go do a test one. So when you're ready to go, click record. Gives you a countdown. And as you can see right down here, it does give you 15 minutes of recording. Again, the free account, I know even the paid account has 100, I think it's 100 gigabytes of memory. So I'm not quite sure what this one has for memory. When you're complete, you just click the pause button, and then you can decide to watch it if you choose to, or if you don't like it, you can just throw it in the trash. But if you want to keep it, you click done. And you can it says you can edit the video, but it won't allow you to because this is the free version. You can do a quick share to get a shareable link, just like Screencastify. So you could get a link right here, put it in Google Classroom, put it in Seesaw, wherever your LMS is, and it will save a copy. If you wanted to do a save or an upload, you could do that also. And that will pop up this box. So if you want to save it to your YouTube channel, that does give you the option. I do like that because to me, I just think of YouTube and it's completely unlimited space. I can put as much in there as I want, and I can restrict the access to unlisted. So only when I share those videos, only the kids that I give those to, or the teachers I give those to, can see those because I gave them the link. So I do like that option. You can upload the Screencast-o-matic. Again, that's limited space, but you can, and it'll let you know when you are getting close. Now, do be careful of save video as file. I've had to work with 2 teachers in the last week that they thought they were saving it to their OneDrive on their File Explorer, but their File Explorer wasn't syncing with their OneDrive, and it filled their computer up and they couldn't record anymore. So that can be an issue, because if you do that, it'll say if you're not connected to your OneDrive and do that correctly, it will fill your computer up and you will lose space, and it won't let you to record anymore. Now, this one teacher I was working with did have the paid version. That is only in the paid version where you can go to your Google Drive to save that. So I wish that was something that was part of this, but it is not. But again, like I said, it's got some other options there also. And again, that's a free account. You just got to go search it online. You can use your K-12 email address to do that. A couple other video options that some of you might be using is Seesaw. Seesaw does have a recording function right in it for those of you that are K2 that are using Seesaw. I don't believe you can screencast with it, but you can give video instructions on that. For those of you at the high school, I know that, and Adam probably could touch, he's got a lot more experience in Canvas than I do, but Studio does have that type of capability. And I don't know if Adam wanted to talk about that in a minute or two, but I believe you can screencast with that also, right within the Canvas platform. And like I said, YouTube, again, YouTube, if you're using an iPad or an iPhone and you have the app and logged into the app, you can record right on your iPad or right on your phone, and you can go live if you choose to go live. Just be sure when you go in there that you mark those settings as unlisted and okay for K-12 kids. And when you make that YouTube channel, make sure it's not listed as restricted, or else those videos won't work for the kids. Okay, so Adam, did you want to add any more? I know you talked about a couple things the other day when we met.
The reason why we keep hitting, sorry about that. The reason why we keep hitting YouTube so hard is that YouTube is pretty universal, and there are no limits on how many times kids watch the videos. We found that with Screencast-o-matic and Google Drive and a couple of the other ones, that if the kids tend to try to watch your videos and watch them in short chunks, but they watch them 5 times to see one video, then it's going to fill up your bandwidth. So YouTube doesn't have a bandwidth limiter. And then it's also pretty universal as far as what kind of LMS you're working with. So that's why we keep going back to YouTube. And YouTube's also kind of eternal. As long as you have that account, you're going to have those videos. So think about that when you're choosing a screencasting software. Does it play with YouTube well?
And that's a couple of things I really like too. Also with Screencast-o-matic and Screencastify is they have the direct upload to YouTube. And once you're logged into your Google Drive and you go to YouTube, you can literally can create your own channel in about 60 seconds. And just make sure, like I said, that restricted setting. And then when you do those videos, make sure they're unlisted and they're okay for kids. And your YouTube channel is a great location. Adam, did you want to talk a little bit about the app on the iPad for Screencast-o-matic, or were you talking a little bit about Jamboard and just some ideas that you had with doing screen recording with an iPad?
Oh yeah, don't get me started, I guess. iPads are great. Definitely use them as a resource, but any kind of tablet, anything you can write on if you've got a big phone. And then I know that there are some styluses that will work on a touchpad. Anything that you can use some authentic handwriting, that's always going to help an elementary school kid. One of my, oh, I got off on another subject. I was thinking Jamboard, Rod. You had me set up for Jamboard. Screencast-o-matic on the iPad, another great feature. If you've got any sort of device, don't be afraid to just take a quick screen video of yourself talking about instructions with kids, or talking about upcoming events with kids. If you've just got to get something out with them, just do it on your tablet or your device and then upload it to your LMS. The kids really want to see you. So anytime you can get some video out to them, they're going to see you and they're going to hear you and they're going to connect with you. And that engagement is going to drive how well they engage with the content. So don't be afraid, just because you don't have your laptop at home, don't be afraid to jump on one of your devices and use some of this screencasting software. Now, Screencastify won't work on the tablets, but Screencast-o-matic will. And you can use the back camera on your phone or your tablet to possibly videotape something that you're doing. And then Screencast-o-matic will also, on the back end, put your face back into that too. So then you can have basically a little webcam at the same time you have a dot cam of some kind. So that's Screencast-o-matic on the iPad. The other thing I did want to make a quick plug for you is Jamboard. If you are looking for a tablet, and I'm going to steal the sharing from Rod. If you are looking for a tablet, yep, there's my screen. Okay. Jamboard is a great one because it's collaborative. So I could pop that up on my iPad, and then I could go ahead and write on this. And then you can see my writing. Now, the other great thing about Jamboard is just like Active Inspire, I can set up multiple pages for you. So now I can go ahead and flip to the next page and share with you guys some sticky notes, or I can even share a pre-selected worksheet that we're going to do with the kids. And then I can go ahead and record all of my pen strokes in on that Jamboard. And just remember, as you're working with screencasting, anything that you can put on your screen can be a resource for the kids. So if you have a really great flip chart in Active Inspire, pull that up in front of the kids and continue to use that, even though they can't actually interact with you at your Promethean board. If you've got a great PowerPoint, pull that up and use that as some of your resources. And then another fun little hack, this is going to take your webcam and turn it into a dot cam. If you're at home and you're in a pinch, here's how to take a CD and turn it into a dot cam. So if you want to really record yourself writing on your screen, you can just take a CD and weight it down with a nickel right there, and then it'll turn your webcam into a dot cam. And then one last plug here is Zoom. Zoom is another great screencasting recording piece. And right now what we're doing is we are recording this session. As soon as I click stop recording, this is going to convert on my computer and turn into a video that I can very easily drag and drop right into my YouTube channel. So keep Zoom in mind as far as if you're thinking about a screencasting software. And I think that was really what I was going to share.
Okay. So to piggyback on what Adam just said, just when you do those, anything to YouTube, don't put any kids in there. Just your screen recording stuff is fine. Lessons, all that type of stuff, that's fine. But yeah, we don't want to record the kids and be saving that type of stuff. So just kind of keep that in mind. So I'm just going to quick show you where Adam was talking about Jamboards. Like I said in the waffle, it's just like Office 365. If you scroll down, here's Jamboard right here. Basically, it's an online type of whiteboard type thing that you can add things to. So that is all. These are both Jamboards that I created. You can go in there and create new ones. It's just stuff I've been messing around with a little bit just to kind of play with it. Anyway, yeah, that's saved. That is right up in your Google Drive right here. So I think that was it, Adam, that I had. We'll just go ahead and now and open it up to any questions anybody might have.
Yeah. Now, hey, Rod, can you take us in and show us how to make a YouTube channel?
Oh, okay. Yes, I got to get my screen back up. So when I was in my Google Drive, I just went ahead and I went to YouTube, okay? Now this is where I could go right in here. It's logged in as me, and I could create or upload a video or go live. Even on my when I'm logged in as Office in my Google account, I can go in there and I can screen record. I can not screen record, but I can go live or I can record live. So Adam, you want to? Now that I've got mine already in here, I believe I go to my channel. So when you go in here your first time and you go to YouTube, it will ask you if you want to create a channel underneath that email. So it'll say it right at the top. It'll say create channel. And so you go ahead and create channel. You use your K-12 email address and create your password, and you'll go right in. That's all that's to it, is you can create it right from your waffle.
And then they have.
So here's my. Go ahead, Adam.
The only thing with K-12 accounts is they need to choose the account that is a personal account that uses their likeness as the username. They can't change the username for that account. But that's the only issue, Pat. You just go straight to YouTube and sign in, and then say create a channel.
Yep, that's all you got to do. And like I said, the only thing that we found in there is there is go into your settings, and when you make the channel, and make sure restricted mode is off, because when you create your videos, you're going to make them unlisted and you're going to make them okay for kids. Because our network guy said today and reminded me, he said if that restricted mode is on, they'll click them and they won't work. So, okay. Any questions from anybody? I don't know if there's anything in the chat. Adam, did you see anything in the chat?
Yeah, that was a question from the chat.
Oh, okay, okay. Anybody else have any other questions?
So we've got about 10 minutes here. It would probably be a good chance for you guys to take a crack at a couple of these while we wait. Quick question: would Screencastify be something we'd want to use with Seesaw?
It will work just fine. Yes, you can get that link out of your Google Drive and just paste it into the assignment by adding, when you go into Seesaw and add a link. As long as you pick anyone with a link and copy that link and you put it into the assignment, it'll work just fine. Especially for screen recording. A lot of the teachers will use Seesaw just to record themselves when giving instruction when they use the video out of Seesaw. But if you're going to do a screencast with a lesson, which is mainly what the teachers I work with, they use Screencastify for their lessons. And because it's so simple, once it's set up, to just grab that link and put it into Google Classroom or put it into Seesaw, and the kids just click on it and watch the instruction. It's a really simple one to use. So that's why they use that. Some of them do have YouTube channels they've created, and they will upload those to YouTube and get the link from YouTube. They work just fine too.
And then Glenn had a great question about video editing software, and I'm going to sidestep it just a little bit, because if you really get into doing a lot of screencasts and you spend any time at all going back and editing the screencast, it is going to take you probably 3, 4, 5 times the amount of time that you would need to just make a quick screencast and send it off to kids. Really, you want, and Katie talked about this a little bit, and Jim talked about this a little bit. You want to prepare for those lessons and try and be a one-take wonder with those screencasts, even if they're not quite perfect. Otherwise, you're going to get really bogged down in just the amount of videos that you're trying to create right now. I know we're all trying to stay away ahead of the kids. So creating those screencasts, if we can shorten up that loop, shorten up that time period that it takes us to make those, we're going to be 10 steps ahead. Glenn, does that kind of answer your question without answering your question?
I'm a distance learning teacher, so everything I do has to be videotaped. I use Screencast-o-matic, but there are other things I'd like to do to include other images in with my videos, so my kids have like things they can look at, or putting pictures in there. I've been editing them and putting them into Google Slides, but I was just wondering if there was a way to edit the videos to include other images and things like that.
Yeah, so you get the really fun like bleed in effects and things like that between your pictures.
Yeah, or like side-by-side screens.
Yeah. I think there's ways we could set it up on your screen. Oh, go ahead, Rod.
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of this, when you get to that really, the good editing stuff and inserting pictures into your videos, that usually comes with paid software like Camtasia or something like that. But I think what Adam was just going to say, if you want to have, you can split your screens on your computer, so the one screen, you can just minimize them and snap them into the corners, and you can have two screens side by side. I know it gets kind of little, but there is a way to do that. But a lot of that good editing software is a fee base. I mean, you can do a little bit of editing with Screencast-o-matic with the paid account. You can go in there and do a little bit of editing and effects, but yeah, usually it always comes with a cost.
Now there is some software called TouchCast, but it's for the iPad, and it does some of those overlays, and it'll do side by sides directly in the stream, the video stream, so that you don't have to go back and edit that stuff back in. You can set it up ahead of time and then pop it into the video, especially if you're using a green screen. You can pop it into your video at will, and then it records the video in real time, and then we'll render it and push it out to YouTube. But that's an iPad only piece of software, and that one is free.
So I want to piggyback on what somebody said a little bit earlier. I think what Adam was talking about, getting bogged down with trying to make the video perfect. Jim, I think Adam was even in on that one a little bit. Jim Luthold did the previous one, and talked about just planning it out, map it out, get some bullet points. You screw up, big deal. Just roll with it. When I started this job almost 5 years ago, I wanted I didn't want to even hardly missay any little word, and it got to the point where I was spending so much time with that. I was like Jim said, I want to go home at night and I want weekends, so I mean, have a little fun with it. He said, like, just roll with it. If you make a mistake, big deal, unless it's really bad and it's, then you have to redo it, but just have fun with it, and don't get too overstressed about it. The kids know everyone's human. You just do the best job you can, but do map it out and kind of plan it out so that you've got, kind of at least a little bit of a script to go by. I've got notes sitting next to me about what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I've talked about this so much, I could just kind of bullet them. So that's how I prepared just for this one. And I know this one's being recorded. So.
And speaking of recording, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording there.
Okay.